Alright, we're righteous then.
We're some righteous mofos.
I'm a little like,
That's the thing, dude. Doing shit is just like,
yeah, you gotta go out of the comfort zone.
for sure. What would I
You
do?
got it.
I'd be like, hi.
Welcome to the first edition.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Got it.
Welcome to the first edition of the new podcast, The Righteous Minds. Today, talking with me, I have my best friend for life, Liam Nowakowski. Over to my right.
How you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic.
Love to hear.
Obviously, this is our first time doing anything long format like this, talking on camera, and just putting ourselves out there and putting our ideas out to the world, because I feel like I can't speak for him as much, but I know I have a lot of ideas that I feel really strongly about, and I'd love to put them out there, see if anybody agrees with me, bounce ideas off other people. It helps build a better community. People are talking together, they're working through issues, and I feel like that's good for humanity. People don't do that a lot anymore.
Yeah. I especially feel like at this age, this is when everybody's, you're growing out of puberty, you're growing up, you get your first job or whatnot.
Right.
And I think at this point in life, this is kind of where you start doing your own research about, like, widely, what's the word I'm looking for? Widely, like, topics that are very hit or miss for some people, a lot of different perspectives, such as newer technology, AI, the government, school in general, kind of its importance now with all the new technology and whatnot. I feel like building a firm foundation at a younger age kind of sets you up later in life for when new things come out. You're more open to the idea instead of becoming kind of a regressive mind in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. People are way too set in their own ways, set in stone, looking just like this. They won't see the other side. They won't hear other perspectives. Just have a closed mind, and you're not going to grow as a person if you're doing that. You're not going to become the fullest version of yourself, and I think, especially at this young age, me and Liam are doing it well. We're hearing other ideas. We're trying to think for ourselves and shaping into become great men, great people in society, and it's very important. So, something I feel very strongly about, and I'd say Liam's more hit or miss on, not fully informed on the topic, is AI. Me personally, I try to stay optimistic with every aspect of my life. I feel like it's a better frame of mind to live in, for sure. But people seem to, especially in America, want to regulate AI. They want to say it's all going to be bad, where robots are going to take over, all this stuff that, in theory, you see the movies, you see all this certain stuff being pushed out by politicians or influencers or whatever that make it seem like that's going to happen, because that's what's supposed to happen. That's what it's always been like. From whenever robots became a thing, people thought they were going to take over. And I'm kind of here to talk about a few points that kind of disprove that and kind of really show the light of why you should be optimistic about AI.
Yeah.
And I'll have
I'll be
Liam or
trying
whatever
to
see what he thinks about it and bounce his ideas off it. So, one idea I've had for a while, or one thing people say that kind of is weird and I just don't even understand how it makes sense, is in schooling right now, for example, 2025, when we're filming this. Schools look down upon kids who use AI. In the college field, it's extremely looked down upon. In medical fields, and any sort of field you want to think of, engineering, political science, all these majors that are huge parts of our world, make the world go round, make everything run smooth. They don't want AI. They want people to learn the old-fashioned way. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather have something that is smarter than any human before, smarter than any human can physically become, genetically, whatever, running the world, helping you make decisions, helping you turn these ideas that once were thought to be myth and mysterious to something that's greater, something that they can help with, and that they're going to know 100 times more than we can. So what's your opinion on that?
I think especially like in the medical field nowadays, there's obviously like new drugs coming out for weight loss and whatnot. But I think especially for probably like the most important topic in the medical field for the past maybe like seriously like 50 to 100 years is like cancer research.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost seems like with how far technology has come within the past like 100 years, the human population has grown by billions in such a small amount of time compared to like 500,000 years worth of humanity and like Cro-Magnons, early Homo sapiens or whatnot. In that time frame, the population had only grown maybe like a billion to like a few hundred million, which is insanity. So like within this 100 year jump with like the Industrial Revolution, new technology, cars and whatnot, I feel like cancer research itself has kind of like been at a halt. I feel like you'd expect more at this point. So especially with AI in the medical field, I think using that, scientists, doctors, people with PhDs will be able to come with solutions a lot quicker because it's a computer mind, obviously. So it's not a human mind.
Right, and you got to think, these are smart people with years and years of study into this certain field. With AI, that's, I mean, obviously a super intelligent AI is going to be smarter than any human, but at the time frame we're at, why wouldn't you want aid from something that's smarter than you that you can work into human culture and use it for your own good and use it to bring up what PhDs and doctorates degrees haven't? Like, bring you up to another level. It's just with anything. You want to evolve. You want to evolve medicine. You want to evolve policy. You want to evolve the world. And that's... AI is just that next step, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah. Even that way, with out, you're just open to so much more knowledge than what any teacher, any college professor, any scientist on social media or online could teach you. And I think what that would do is, like, honestly, evolve humans even more. When you're open to that much more knowledge, you'll become that much more smarter. Like, kids struggling in school, they'll become smarter, have more opportunities per chance in life to pursue. Maybe a dream that they thought wasn't cut out for them. Say, for example, you're from, like, a low-income family or area, and you're not given opportunities per chance. But if you're allowed to, but if you can, like, educationally excel above your peers,
for sure,
I mean, then possibilities are honestly endless. And I think that, I mean, that'll just increase everything. Everyone's going to be smarter, so competition will increase,
for sure.
Run capitalism in the U.S. Possibly, obviously, different countries have different ideas about economic systems, and we're going to get into that. We have a strong opinion on that. Sure. But I think hopefully that'll turn more countries into a capitalist society. Obviously, probably won't be the case because certain countries are ran by certain people who have very strong opinions, and there's essentially nothing that country can do to get rid of them or their family.
And you got to think, to go off kind of what he's saying, like with a low-income family, think about how much knowledge. You go to ChatGPT, you type in any question, within a second you have 5 paragraphs of response that illustrate it beautifully, detail every single niche aspect of whatever topic you're doing. And that kind of knowledge is almost free. I mean, come on. And this isn't even like crazy AI. I mean, in the last 10, 15 years, it's exponentially increased, just like everything has, technology-wise and life-wise and everything. But you got to think, I mean, just think about what's to come with that it's free right now to just, any information you want about basically anything is free to you to use. I mean, everything is just going to flourish. The quality of life is just flourishing right now. There's so much resources and information out there for you to just absorb and use for your own life. And obviously right now you still have to think in the present day with capitalism and how AI is going to affect the economy and all this certain things. But you think in the future to come, AI is just going to be continuously exponentially increasing, and every aspect of life that you can think is just going to increase more than it is now. I mean, you think in the last 5 years how much more information you're able to get and knowledge you're able to learn and things you're able to do with your phone and everything. Just think about that. But with AI, is like, you think phones are crazy, exponentially this motherfucker's going like this. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. To put it in like a topic that we love is like lifting.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at like any bodybuilder from like 50, 60 years ago, you look at some of the workouts they're doing.
Right.
In our word, they wouldn't be optimal per se.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have been given like the opportunity to like information and like optimal exercises, rep ranges, rest, recovery, and whatnot, think of like how much bigger they've been.
Yeah.
Would have been actually. And like put it this way, that's with everything in life. Everything's going to drastically increase. The environment, people are going to have a better idea of how to like keep the world safe, like nature and whatnot. Obviously, there's topics like global warming, which are kind of skeptical by some.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a very hit or miss topic. Just, I mean, with politics, AI, religion, anything. But I mean, overall, yeah, exactly what he said. Life will just continue to flourish. If you think of it this way, think of just like history, for example. People will go 250 years ago. Everything's by horse carriage, boat, slavery's still around. Everyone's really just a piece of shit.
Yeah, no human rights.
I mean, women couldn't do anything. I mean, basically white men in the U.S. and Britain were just fucking assholes, for being honest. But now, it's like, it's with any single topic in life. AI's the same way. You have to keep expanding. Like, civil rights, human rights, sexism, racism, anything.
Yeah.
To get better in the world, you have to keep expanding everything.
Right.
So that's, I bet, like, when people, like, for example, like, motor vehicles, like Henry Ford, that would be, like, the equivalent of, like, AI about 130 years ago.
And you think all these people are like, oh,
the fuck is this?
Yeah,
They're gonna take over
this
the
truck?
world.
Oh, the truck. No one's gonna buy this. No one's gonna buy the washing machine. Nobody's gonna buy the fridge. We have you can hang it outside. Whatever. All this stupid shit. It's like,
say that about anything.
Uh-huh.
And also, I think the thing that I find dumb as fuck is with saying like AI could take over the world. You still have to understand it's all in human hands. If scientists really thought it was gonna like okay, like they're taking over the world, which really doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
it's alpha computer. It's not like they're making like. There's really not that many compared to like AI where you can access it via like Google. There's not like that many like handmade physical robots on Earth that can just like fucking pull out Tommy guns and just blast everyone and take over the world.
And to go off that, go off kind of on a tangent with like, you think as humans have evolved, we've gotten smarter, right? We're people on average now in America are a lot smarter than they were in the early 1900s, obviously. More access to knowledge, everything. Think about environmentalists, scientists, these very smart people, IQs on average are higher than the average American. Do they want to create or do they want to destroy? Do they want to preserve and study or do they want to kill and decimate? It's kind of backwards to think AI is going to take over. It's like, for a great metaphor that I've heard in my life is, we're smarter than dogs, right? Dogs have a lower IQ, obviously, than humans. Do we want to just fucking kill all dogs? No. I mean, this guy over here might, but do you want to kill all things that are dumber than you? I mean, that's just stupid. You want to study it. You want to learn how it works. You want to learn their systems. Especially something as smart as humans. I mean, obviously we're the smartest thing to roam Earth ever, on average.
I think piggybacking off of that, think about like biology or anything about the study of like life, animal forms. Like there's like a circle of life. There's a chain. Like if we wanted to, we could literally take out every goddamn species on this Earth.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily. So why would AI want to take out humans?
Yeah.
Because if AI is so smart, AI would recognize that it's been created by humans.
They want to study us. They want to learn what we do. They want to learn our systems. They want to utilize us to our utmost ability. They want to maybe, I mean, and you got to think, what kind on a universal scale, what kind of resources do humans take up? Like, not even a percentile amount. I mean, think about how big the universe is, how big the Earth is. We haven't studied half the ocean, more than half the ocean. I mean, think about all the resources and everything that could be utilized down there, rare earth minerals that haven't been mined, all this stuff. I mean, we barely take up any space. Why would you want to kill something? We're like we're like an ant to them. Honestly, there's so much more. It's just going to become so much more intelligent and all this stuff. And to kind of go to a different topic, there's a lot of people that want to regulate that. They want to regulate other industries, governmental people on the far right, far left, middle, all these people. It seems like there's regulations for something, whether that be for porn, whether that be for housing, whether that be for drugs, all that stuff. And I feel like me and Liam both have the same opinion on that, of just how ignorant it is, to be point blank. I mean, you think about, I'll put it into perspective of economic viewpoints. Capitalism and communism. You look at the Soviet Union, Russia, obviously, and when they were in their communist regime, Cold War era. Comparably, actually a better example is East and West Berlin. One's communist, one's capitalist. Which one flourishes more? Which one has a higher average GDP? Which one has a higher quality of life? Any aspect you can think of is better with the capitalist side than the communist side.
Which one ends up ruling all of Germany?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not rocket science, and AI is just a pathway to more resources mined, more resources acquired for humanity. If we take up such a small percentile of resources, and government agencies and government individuals want to regulate that AI, so it can't do that, and AI can just mine, or what mine is just kind of like a metaphor, but like mine all these resources. You think they're not going to give us like $1 million? You know how small $1 million is? Obviously, it's like fake money. It's not real resource, whatever. So even more in an economic standpoint, why wouldn't that be something you could just get? AI workforce, all this stuff they want to regulate. They want to regulate housing. They want to make housing harder to build a house in wherever in America, especially. And you see now, it's not there. There's no real such thing as a crisis. People talk about the housing crisis. There's no real crisis. Homeless rates are not incredibly up or incredibly down. It's stayed pretty consistent for most of America's history past a certain point, Cold War era. We've been flourishing recently. No real huge wars or nothing. That like World War, obviously.
Yeah, besides like stuff in the Middle East after 9/11,
Ukraine and all that kind of thing. But it's not like it's not a like a huge global conflict that affects every single country like World Wars did. But you look at regulation, I mean, with obviously before, as I said, with capitalist and communist, I mean, capitalist just creates more innovation. There's more competition for certain industries to create greater things. For example, and I've talked about this before in my own personal life, Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Is your life better or worse with Jeff Bezos? Obviously better. You can go on your phone, order something, get it the same day. You know how incredible that is in all of human history? That's like so much of a miracle, it's incomprehensible. You tell someone 200 years ago, you have a phone to begin with. There's applications on your phone that you can just click and just boom, 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 get the package 24 hours later. Yeah. That's so incredible, and that's just not going to be created in a communist regime where people are looked down upon for being different. There's no initiative to work harder because you all get paid the same. It's just so ignorant to not be on that side. Regulation is just the killer of innovation, the killer of money, the killer of resources. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, I think as a government as a whole, that's why democracy, capitalism is the best. You have to let the people have a say. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's up to the people of those countries to, like, figure their shit out. Like, for example, they say you drink too much Diet Coke, it'll fucking kill you. Like, you would have to drink, like, 25, like, cans of Diet Coke every day for it to have any, like, lasting effect. Yeah. But it's the same with everything. Like, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, don't do dumb shit. Yeah. Have it in moderation. Like, if I chug, like, I could have 150 of these, 100%. I would die. Yeah, like, it's you do anything too much, it's going to harm you eventually.
And you got to think with human rights. You should have, it's a basic thing now to have human rights, obviously, as anybody, especially in America, obviously, maybe not in other places in the world, but in America, every human has the same rights. As a human with the same rights to do what you want with your life, you should have the rights to do certain things. I don't agree that you should take cocaine, but, and this is kind of, you can argue this, but in my opinion, drugs should not be as highly regulated as they are, because you should have the right to do what you want. I don't think you should take cocaine. I don't think you should fucking...
You
fentanyl.
I don't think you should drink as a fucking teenager.
You fucks.
You bum.
You.
6
Yeah, but, I mean, it's so stupid. People just want to regulate the crap out of everything and just have less... Regulation, in and of itself, is just less right. Do you want more rights or less rights? You want the most amount of rights you can have. If someone wants to go kill themselves, should they? No. But should they have the right to? Yeah, because it's your own body. It's your own life. As a human, that's like basic... What am I looking for? Philosophy?
Yeah.
You have the right to do what you want as a human. And that should just go along with everything. And there's nuance to it. You need regulation. You can't just, shoot someone. No regulation, no laws.
Yeah.
But it's so overblown on both sides, on the right and the left. It's overblown.
I would say, obviously regulate dumb shit. You can't fucking blow up a children's hospital.
Yeah.
You can't have a school shooting. You can't bomb a city. It gets to a point. Federal crimes.
Yeah.
We'll put it that. You gotta regulate that. But stuff with, guns, though. You can't really regulate that. You could say you can use it for protection. You're a hunter.
All that.
You could use it for... that's saying you can't have a fucking, kitchen knife in your house. I could just go
because
and
it's a
stab
weapon.
someone. Yeah, it's the same exact thing as, owning a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And going along with kind of back to, the communists, because obviously communists is just all about regulation. And that's kind of the top tangent we're
Government's
on right
the
now.
huge agency, and there's
Exactly.
no innovation.
That, kind of tying that in with AI. Obviously the countries that are communist now, it's the same family that's running the country. So they don't give a fuck. It's going to be like that forever.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think if they had a brain, you would look through history and see that shit doesn't work. It's like AI. You look through history to get better as a society, to increase the population so more human lives can flourish. You have to keep progressing as a society and as people on Earth.
It's all about evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I think you should have human rights and you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want, you also have to realize that we are a species. We are the end-all, be-all goal. We can have all this innovation. We can have all this flourishment with AI and better economy, everything. But the end-all, be-all is continuing as a society, evolving, reproducing. If we don't reproduce, the human race dies. I mean, that has to be the forefront of your mind. And if you have that at the forefront of your mind, evolution's just okay, yeah, obviously you do that. Obviously you'd want to make every aspect of your life better. And you're not going to make anything better if you continue to push it down to the ground and let little flourishment come and inch your way to evolution, inch your way to innovation. You want the most amount of opportunity for private industries to create, because obviously you look at communists, there's obviously some sort of leeway for private industry, not that much, because no one gives a fuck if you can't make any money.
Regulates everything.
Yeah, it's stupid. You want to have the least amount of regulation.
Yeah.
And that should just become a primary viewpoint of everybody. I mean, in any aspect of life, in AI, and human rights, and government, and all this shit.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere with this with abortion, with the far right, because I'd say the left does better with less regulation and all that, but they just don't do it well with economic standpoint. They want to regulate that a lot, but abortion, as of recent, has just been an extremely huge issue with everybody. People disagree on that heavily because
what's a human life?
Yeah, what's this?
When are you really living inside the stomach of a woman?
Right, and my opinion on that is, and it kind of, I'd say I lean a little bit more right just because of economic stuff, because I feel like that's the most important. But abortion is just, you should be able to do what you want, and there's so much nuance with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go off on 50 different ways. Oh, a woman got raped. Oh, a woman's underage and can't take care of the baby. Oh, a woman just went homeless and had a baby 9 months ago and she went homeless and now she can't take care of it. Do you want that kid to die? I mean, it should be up to the parents to decide that, or the mother, or whoever's in charge of that kid,
exactly.
or whoever created that kid.
That's the child that's been birthed. I think same like he said. There's nuances to it. Like, how far into the process are you killing this baby?
Yeah,
Is the baby being born in a fucking week? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, at that point, it's
just,
like you got to let the baby live. And if you're that desperate and you feel like it's just gonna ruin your life and you're gonna like literally just die, and you think the baby might die too because you're that like financially unstable or mentally unstable, then like put it through adoption or something.
Right, yeah.
So I think
there's nuance
it's
to it.
iffy. It's like some of the stuff I agree with the right, some with the left.
Yeah.
It depends, like, when are you gonna kill the baby? What's the situation? Did the woman get raped?
Yeah,
Is she like
stuff.
13 years old or something psychotic?
Right.
It comes with that. But then again, it's like, if anything, just put the baby up for adoption. Like, it's not that hard.
Right.
So, like I said, that's like a right viewpoint, and then the left would be like, okay, she just got raped, and there's literally nothing she can do about it. And the dad is a piece of shit and left, and he's in Colombia or something.
Right.
That was probably racist,
I don't know. I think that
we hit the no more. That's too touchy.
hit the nail on the coffin there.
Obviously, we've already touched on it because kind of every topic eventually kind of intertwines with each other.
Just like.
But this, we're gonna focus on more government and like kind of very far right, very far left. The problem I have is like the U.S. Everyone is so goddamn informed. It's like kind of like comical. It's ridiculous. Like, if you're born into a far right or a far left family, that's how you're gonna think.
Yeah,
everyone takes after their parents. Like, I act like my dad. I act like my mom. He acts like his dad. He acts like his mom and his grandparents or whatever. But the problem with being that far left and far right is you watch like Fox or CNN, you see the same shit that is in. Like, for example, I was watching the election in November. You go switch from a Fox to a CNN like broadcasting of it. It's night and day. It's insanity. Like how biased it is and how like inaccurate the information is. Like their numbers and like how many electoral votes have been added up, like we're not even close to being insane.
It's not even news at a certain point. It's just like feeding your ego.
It's political propaganda.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
And people don't realize that if they're not informed.
Exactly.
Enough. And if you get born into that or you lead yourself into that, and you just, it's like an echo chamber. You keep hearing the same shit.
Some freshman government words right there. I mean, it's literally like being brainwashed. Like,
literally.
You're so far right, and you're so, like, dug into that, that's all you believe. So, like, obviously there's people who fucking hate Trump, and there's people who literally, like, worship him.
Right.
Like, it's insanity. Like, you go into any TikTok comment section, it's, like, the most, like, baffling, and it pisses me off so much, like, how uninformed people are, and just make these bold claims with just, like, they're like, oh, Trump's a felon, fuck him, or Biden can't do anything, he's incomprehensible. It's like...
Yeah, and you also have to realize, this going off the presidential
just the most
thing...
surface level shit.
Presidential anything is just like...
It's money.
It's money, and you gotta realize these people aren't running the country. It's not a one-person gig. Maybe Biden can't do everything, but it's not like Trump's fucking
a dictator. Like oh my god, when I see stuff about like him like ruining democracy, it's like he can't really do shit. That's why there's 3 branches of government, and that's why they all get it's checks and balances. They can all limit each other.
Common sense.
It's
honestly.
like
people want to believe what they want to believe.
That's not like, even if he wanted to, he couldn't get away with it. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's just so ignorant. People just want to believe what they want to believe, and kind of what we're doing here is just like opening up our viewpoint. I'd love anybody to come up to me or go up to your parents or go up to just a random person on the street and just ask them what they believe about a topic. Get into a conversation. When people stop talking, that's when shit goes wrong. That's when there's civil war and people start killing each other and all this shit. You have to keep talking about
Even
issues
like,
you believe in.
Now, I feel like, I don't want to take this away from AI, but like, I feel like people as a whole, everyone's gotten lazier. Everyone just sits on their ass in their rooms. Especially like the teenage population. Like, some of these kids are just sitting in their rooms all day, vaping, doing drugs, drinking. I mean, it's terrible.
Just like hindering
themselves. And they don't get any knowledge on any like important information, like within their country, within the world, of what's going on per se.
Yeah, and you gotta. It takes time. Not everybody's at the same spot in life. Maybe because right now we're both 16 and we might be more advanced and think more than these other people. It takes time. Even if you're 30 and you don't realize it, you still have your whole life to realize it. But it's better to start early. It's the same concept as, oh, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. No, you won't. You have to start today.
You keep saying that.
You have to make the step today. You have to start doing what you want to do today. I mean, personally, I love talking about this. I've done this my whole life. I've talked about existentialism, government, all this stuff my whole life since I've been a young kid. But putting it out on a podcast format, putting it out talking like this...
It's, like, scary for
us.
It's
scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. Do you think it's not fucking scary to talk like this?
But it's not like we're like, oh, we're going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I won't see him tomorrow because I'm busy and he's busy.
Yeah, and we got shit to do. We have our own lives.
Yeah.
But this is something you got to do. I love talking about it. Am I scared a little bit to do this? Yeah. Am I going to get made fun of for doing it? Probably.
Yeah, like we're going to get flamed by half of the school, probably.
Yeah, half the school. Our parents, whoever might see it, be like, oh, you fucking idiot, you did this? But
yeah,
I've gotten to the point with that personally.
You gotta
I just don't care.
Even after watching a Togi video last night, for example.
Yeah.
He's obviously, I mean, most of you probably don't know who he is, but he gambles.
Yeah, he gambles. Does drugs.
But when he's not doing that, he's actually like a very wise person, has very, I'd say, good life knowledge per se.
Yeah, for sure.
And after like he was like emphasizing it in 14 months. He's literally made like all his life goals come true. And, like, his ambitions have increased. I think with that, you want to start that young. Like, get into, like, a mojo.
Have the most time.
Because when you do that, you build a firmer foundation for what's to come, rather than, like, you're 36 years old and you're working at a fucking speedway at the night
shift. 9 to 5, and you hate your life and
everything sucks. But, maybe if you would have started digging deep into important topics and kind of figuring out what you like and what you want to talk about, and not sitting on your ass all day and kind of venturing out.
Yeah, doing shit you're scared of. If you're scared to go talk to a girl, go talk to a girl.
You live once, like you're gonna die.
Everybody's living for the first time. Just because you see some fucking guy who's, in your opinion, like handsome or whatever, goes up, gets all the women, posts it on everywhere. Oh, I'm him, I'm whatever. And you think, oh, I don't look that good. Oh, I'm not that confident.
Well, figure it out yourself.
Yeah, figure it out. Everybody has the same opportunity.
You come that way. Yeah. Like, if you watch, like, you'll see, like, on TikTok or anything, like, weight loss transformations and, like, how their confidence is, like, exponentially grown after, like, making a big change in their life. Like, obviously, like, we're 16. Don't believe everything we say.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, I think we have a solid baseline compared to other people our age.
A lot of people.
Even people older than us, especially going on TikTok. It's honestly insanity.
Or social media in general, yeah.
But I think, although this is scary for us, it's kind of building us upon being able to, like, go out of your comfort zone and chase what you want. Like, we like talking about this stuff. Do we maybe like talking about it on a camera, per se? Maybe
no,
it's
a little scarier.
Yeah, but I think that opens us up to more, like, adventurous ideas when we're older, which then, in turn, will help us be more successful in whatever field we want to attack or approach later on.
Yeah, and you got to think, even this, I understand I'm not the most successful right now, but if you're taking steps to do what you want and getting closer to your goals, I love to do this for a living and make money off this? 100%. Would I love to make money off being an influencer? 100%. Is that the case? It might not happen, but I'm going to try, and I'm not going to worry about the end goal. When you start the gym, you don't, obviously you think, oh, I want to be this big and everything, but you get in a grind. You have to do this shit all the time. You have to continuously put time on time, work on work, over years to get where you want. Some people get it lucky, and this is what is easier. It makes it easy in today's world with social media and all that. If you want to become an influencer, one TikTok, boom, your life changes.
Seriously, anything can go viral at any time. You never know.
So why wouldn't you put yourself out there? Is it really hard to talk about what you want to talk about? No.
Not really.
It's the step. It's the first step, going out there and filming yourself talking. It's the
asking
first
that
step for
chick out.
anything.
But think about it, like, after, like, we started this podcast, the first couple of minutes we were kind of jittery, maybe a little stuttery. About, like, 10 minutes in, it's just like a flow state.
Yeah.
So with anything.
For sure.
Like, you're scared to talk to a girl, it's like 10 minutes in, and you can actually talk to her.
Yeah. Oh, I actually like this girl. I might want to go see her.
You enjoy her presence.
Or maybe you don't, but at least you fucking got out there. Maybe you get shot down, which has happened to me. I know it's probably happened to him. Happens to everybody. But it's not about where you get. It's about becoming better as a person, becoming more full, learning more about yourself. To bring it back with everything else, just continue to evolve as a human. And if you take that mentality, you take that thought process, and you apply it everywhere in life, it's just everything becomes better. You become more optimistic. You like your life. You don't fucking hate your life. You want everybody to be better and all this thing. And it all starts from within. You can't become a politician and do all this change and stop as much regulation if you believe strongly about that. If you don't believe it in yourself, you don't believe that you can do it. Because if you don't believe it, you're not going to fucking be able to do it.
Exactly. I think that's something I've struggled with, like, especially with sports in school. Like, before any, like, at-bat in baseball, I'm, like, literally shaking. Sometimes, I won't lie, I have, like, self-doubt.
Yeah.
But I think once I figured out to just kind of be, like, loose and flow, every time I'm, like, not thinking as much, kind of just enjoying it rather than, like, pressing about it and stressing, everything comes easier. And I think with that, obviously there's people in your life who are going to help you, like, believe in yourself. And for anyone that's, like, your best friends, like, me and Liam, we've been best friends for probably, like, 8 years now.
Crazy.
About half our life. So, like, obviously for him, I want the best for him. He wants the best for me. Hopefully he's not a piece of shit. But, obviously, I think you want to stay close with those people and, like, be better for them. Because they're going to try to be better for you. Same with, like, my mom or my dad. Like, I want to be a good son. You see so many teenagers that just treat their parents like fucking shit. They talk back. They're assholes. It's, like, it's kind of, like, annoying to watch, I won't lie. And even with, like, your grandparents, like, when I was younger, I went to my grandparents' house, like, almost every day during a couple summers. Like, they honestly, like, helped raise me, too.
Man, you gotta think, these people birthed you. These people took care of you when you couldn't take care of yourself. They still do. They help you out so much. And you get into these stages of life where you get a little bit more independence. You get to drive. You move out and all this shit, and you just forget them. I mean, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than just making it for yourself. Make it for the people that helped you. Make it for the people that supported you. You have to. It starts from within, but you got to realize that you're doing it for everybody.
Like your root. Like, it sounds corny. Remember your roots.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, think about, like, any, like, Hollywood actor or actress. You hate to say it because you love watching them in shows and movies. About 99% of them are pieces of shit.
Right.
They don't communicate with their family. Although it's a corny line, literally, like, the fame got to them. It changed them. But there's a couple dudes, like, Keanu Reeves is really cool.
There's a
few, like, pro athletes that are cool. They, like, stay within charities, like, with the money they've made, and they stay in touch. I think that was with anything. And then going on kind of about, like, the family, people who help you, be, like, if you're in a relationship, be, like, a good partner.
Yeah.
Don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Especially in your teenage years, like, people last, like, 2 months, and they, if we're being honest, they do it just to have, like, sex or whatever, and it's just, like, they treat them like shit. Even at this age, there's, like, literal, like, assault going on, which is honestly insanity.
Yeah. And, kind of where I want to go with that is people, you got to realize that those people, what he talked about in Hollywood, or these famous people that made it and that treat everybody around them like shit, do they enjoy their lives? These people take cocaine. They go to these, like, Diddy freak off
Yeah,
parties.
I was just gonna say Diddy for
It's
fuck's sake.
I mean, it's crazy. They're not living a life that's meaningful. They're just doing shit to
Doing it
do
because
shit.
they have money.
They made it big off a movie. They made it big off
yeah.
a Super Bowl. They made it big off a World Series, and now they're coasting.
They've like lost. They forget like. Once again, it sounds corny as fuck, but they like forgot about the journey. Everything they had done to get to that point, it's just all gone. Now it's all success. And at this point, once they've made it, they just don't give a fuck. Because now they have unlimited money and they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
So if that's illegal and like raping women and doing drugs, it's tragic.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of where we'll leave it off. It's just like, you can hear everything we said. It's kind of going off on tangents, jumping to different topics, but
yeah,
really, you really do have to start from within. It can't be other people telling you to do this. It has to be from within. You have to wake up every day and be confident in yourself and realize that you have every available opportunity to do what you want to do, whether that be rock climbing, whether that be knitting, whether that be lifting, whether that be being the best student in school. You have the abilities to do what you think is right in your life, and you just have to fucking attack it. If you take away anything from what we learned today, hear what we talk about with policy and AI and all that shit, because it's very, very important. But for any of that to take place, you have to take that first step. You have to be bold enough to take that first step.
Do your own research. I mean, that's with anything in life. Everything slightly intertwines with each other.
For sure.
Like AI goes along with not being a piece of shit. It goes along with politics, money, the economy, literally anything. So you have to internalize in your own mind, kind of figure out a couple things. Build a firm foundation mentally and internally
and
earlier on in life, and expand upon it. And once you expand upon
it dissolves into every other aspect.
Yeah.
So.
Then at that point, that's where you can do your own research about AI, politics, and create like firm like mindsets in your own head that's not based on other people's opinions, the media telling you what to believe about the government.
Right.
Do your own research and be your own person.
Right.
And along with being your own person, it's easy to get carried away and be selfish. Don't forget about the people who actually love you and care for you and want the best for you. Because obviously everyone wants to be... Actually, not everyone wants to be successful because they don't actually give a fuck about it and just waste their lives.
But
it's pretty sad.
I know there's people out there listening. There's people out there who don't listen that do. And leave it... I think you got to leave it at that. Just take that first step. Listen to what we're talking about and try to interpret it into your own life. Maybe it's not starting a podcast. Maybe it's going and trying in school for the first time. But realize that you have what it takes to take that first step, to talk about things that are important to you, to go try out for that team, to go do whatever. And I'm very happy that I did this now. Was I scared to do this at the start? Yeah, I know my buddy was too, but we fucking took that first step, and I'm happy to see where this is going. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching, and just thanks for listening, and
until next time.
Peace out.